the prayer that became a global symbol. December 9th, 2017. Anfield is absolutely buzzing. It's the Merseyside derby, and you know what that means. Pure chaos, maximum tension. Liverpool, desperate to make a statement. Then, 42nd minute, the Egyptian king, Mohamed Salah, gets the ball. He cut insides, past two Everton defenders, and curled an absolute beauty into the far corner. Liverpool take the lead, 1-0. But what happened next became far bigger than the goal itself. Salah didn't run to the corner flag. He didn't slide on his knees. Instead, he dropped straight to the ground, touched his forehead to the turf, and performed sujud, the Islamic act of prostration in prayer. It was quiet, personal, and deeply spiritual, and it became one of the most recognizable celebrations in modern football. Here's the thing about Salah's sujud: it wasn't a one-time thing. He does it after almost every single goal. Whether it's at Anfield, the Bernabeu, or some freezing Tuesday night in Eastern Europe, the routine is identical. Score, drop, pray, rise. No theatrics, just gratitude. Salah has said the gesture is his way of thanking God for the success he's been blessed with. But in today's world, nothing stays purely personal. The celebration sparked massive debate. Some praised it as a beautiful display of humility. Others questioned whether religious expressions belonged on the pitch. FIFA's laws are clear. Players can celebrate however they want as long as it's not offensive or dangerous. Salah's sujud ticks none of those boxes, so he's never been booked for it. What's wild is how the ritual transcended sport. Studies from Stanford University actually found that his presence in Liverpool significantly reduced hate crimes against Muslims in the area. Kids in Liverpool started imitating the sujud in schoolyards. Salah became more than a footballer. He became a symbol, proving you can stay true to your faith and still conquer the biggest stages in the world. The superstition that defined an icon. So let's say you're Cristiano Ronaldo. 5 Ballon d'Ors, 5 Champions Leagues, over 800 career goals. But deep down, you're still terrified that stepping into the tunnel with your left foot first might ruin everything. Yeah, that's the level we're talking about here. Ronaldo's pre-match ritual is legendary. Right foot first, always. Whether it's the Santiago Bernabeu, Old Trafford, or a random stadium in Kazakhstan, Cristiano will not, under any circumstances, step onto that field with his left foot leading. And when the match is over, he's the last one out of the tunnel, every single time. This isn't some PR stunt. This is genuine, deep-rooted superstition that's been documented for over a decade. Teammates have confirmed it. Cameras have caught it 1,000 times. Before every match, Ronaldo follows the same sequence. Right foot onto the grass, a little hop if needed to make sure it's the correct foot, then he's good to go. The last out of the tunnel thing is equally bizarre. After the final whistle, win or lose, Ronaldo waits. He'll stand in the tunnel, sometimes for minutes, making sure every other player exits before him. Psychologists say rituals like this give elite athletes a sense of control in high-pressure environments. When everything around you is chaos, screaming fans, million-dollar expectations, global scrutiny, a simple, repeatable action can anchor your mind. And look, it's worked. The man's 40 years old and still scoring goals like he's 25. Maybe there's no magic in the right foot. But when you've got a legacy like his, why risk it? You don't mess with the formula. The goalkeeper who peed his way to glory. Alright, let's talk about Sergio Goycochea. This man is the reason Argentina made it to the 1990 World Cup final, and his secret weapon was absolutely disgusting. Before every penalty shootout, Goycochea would walk over to the goalpost, turn his back to the crowd, unzip, and pee on the field. Yes, you heard that right. It started during the 1990 World Cup quarterfinal against Yugoslavia. Argentina was clinging to survival in a tense shootout. Goycochea, nervous and desperate for an edge, decided to relieve himself by the post before the penalties began. He saved 2. Argentina won. And just like that, a ritual was born. Next match, the semi-final against Italy in Naples. Shootout again. Goycochea peed again. Saved 2 penalties again. At this point, the man was convinced he'd discovered the cheat code to penalty shootouts. Even in the final against Germany, he did it. Argentina lost that match, but Goycochea's reputation as a shootout specialist was cemented forever. Technically, what Goycochea was doing could have been considered unsporting behavior, but he was discreet. He did it quickly, kept his back turned, and never made a spectacle of it. Referees either didn't notice or chose to ignore it because, frankly, what are you going to do? Stop a World Cup semi-final to card a guy for peeing? The wildest part? Goycochea openly admitted to it years later. He owned it. In interviews, he laughed about it, saying it gave him confidence and calm. Sports psychologists back this up. Rituals, even bizarre ones, can reduce anxiety and create a mental reset. For Goycochea, it was about having a moment of control before the chaos of a shootout. And honestly, it worked. The man became a national hero, all because he had the guts to take a leak when it mattered most. The kiss that became a French tradition. France, 1998. The World Cup is on home soil, and the pressure is suffocating. In the midst of all this tension, Two men, Laurent Blanc and Fabien Barthez, developed one of the strangest pre-match rituals in football history. Right before kickoff, every single match, Blanc would walk up to Barthez and plant a kiss on his bald head. It wasn't a quick peck, it was a full, deliberate smooch right on the dome, and it happened every time without fail. Blanc, the team's calm captain, and Barthez, the eccentric goalkeeper with zero hair and maximum superstition, turned this into their good luck charm. The ritual started early in the tournament, and once France started winning, there was no way they were stopping. Quarterfinal, kiss. Semi-final, kiss. Final against Brazil? You better believe Blanc kissed that bald head before Zidane's two headers sent the country into delirium. France won the World Cup, and Blanc and Barthez became folklore. But here's the kicker. In the semi-final against Croatia, Blanc received a red card and was suspended for the final. He couldn't play in the biggest match of his life. So who did Barthez get his pre-match kiss from? Nobody. The ritual was broken, but somehow, the luck held. France still won. Maybe the magic had already been activated. Maybe Barthez's head had absorbed enough good fortune. After 1998, the ritual continued into the 2000 European Championship, which France also won. Their teammates joked about it, opponents were baffled by it, but nobody could argue with the results. Two major international trophies, one bald head, infinite superstition. The most unhinged pre-match breakfast in football. Rise from non-league football to Premier League champion is already the stuff of legend. Even wilder is what the man was drinking before matches during Leicester City's miraculous 2015-16 title run. Forget your protein shakes. Vardy's pre-match routine involved a shot of port, 3 espressos, and a can of Red Bull. Yes, all of that, before running 90 minutes. This wasn't a secret. Vardy openly admitted it in his autobiography. On match days, he'd knock back a small glass of port, a fortified wine with about 20% alcohol, followed by a triple shot of espresso, then slam a Red Bull. Nutritionists everywhere had a collective heart attack. But here's the thing. It worked. Vardy was absolutely electric that season. He scored in 11 consecutive Premier League matches, breaking Ruud van Nistelrooy's record. He was relentless, fast, and clinical. Leicester, a team that nearly got relegated the year before, won the league with 5,000-1 odds. Why did he do it? Vardy said the port calmed his nerves, the espresso gave him energy, and the Red Bull kept him sharp. It was his version of a performance enhancer, totally legal, totally bizarre, and totally effective. After Leicester's title win, the club's nutritionists tried to get him to stop. Vardy's response? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Eventually, he did cut out the port and Red Bull. But during that magical season, the ritual was sacred. It was Vardy's way of staying loose, staying confident, and staying himself. And when you pull off one of the greatest underdog stories in sports history, nobody's going to question your pre-match drink choices. The spit that started every match. Johan Cruyff was a genius, a revolutionary, the man who changed football forever with Total Football. But before every single match, the Dutch maestro had a ritual that was equal parts superstition and swagger. Right before kickoff, Cruyff would spit his chewing gum into the opposition's half, then give his chest a firm double tap. Every single time. This wasn't spontaneous. It was calculated, deliberate, and deeply personal. Cruyff believed the gum spit was a way of marking his territory, a small psychological edge over the opponent. The chest tap? That was his way of centering himself, a reminder to stay calm and play his game. Teammates at Ajax and Barcelona remember it vividly. Opponents noticed it too. Some found it disrespectful, others saw it as intimidating, but nobody could deny it worked. Cruyff was untouchable in his prime. 3 Ballon d'Ors, multiple league titles, a World Cup final appearance. The man was a walking masterclass, and the gum spit was his signature move before the magic began. What's fascinating is how the ritual reflected Cruyff's personality. He was confident, borderline arrogant, and completely unbothered by what anyone thought. Spitting gum onto the opponent's side wasn't just superstition, it was a statement that said, I'm here, I'm in control, and you're about to get schooled. Even after retirement, Cruyff's ritual lived on in football folklore. Players and coaches still reference it as one of the most iconic pre-match habits ever. It wasn't flashy, it wasn't loud, but it was pure Cruyff, simple, effective, and impossible to forget.